pet. Do you do pet services?
I do not.
So you don't pick up the skata, any of that. You don't do any of that game.
So we don't do it personally.
Okay.
However, we have vendors.
Because you're a concierge.
Because we're a concierge. We have the
Oh.
resources for you. So we do have vendors that handle those services for us, but we don't do it in-house.
Do you want to do that in house, or just
I
it's
do-
not?
I
Are you a
do
big
not.
pets person?
I'm not a big pet person. Never have been.
Like iguanas? Like you think you get excited when you go into a house and there's like
Uh,
iguanas inside of there?
I actually have a client that has a snake,
Really?
and I'm very careful every
What do you know? What
time
kind
I
of snake
go in
by
there.
chance?
I do not.
Mm.
I do not.
Does it bite?
They say it does not bite.
You haven't tested the theory yet.
Hey, what my mom always says: if you have teeth, then you bite.
So tell me about the inspiration for this, right? Because this is definitely a niche market, and this is related to real estate because you're watching people's real estate for them while they're gone. Again, the
Yes.
premierconcierge.com. For those who, like me, need help spelling CONCIERGE, I'm not even going to spell premier for anybody. Take a guess at that one. The Premier Concierge. We've got Katrina Screen sitting with us right now, the expert in the field. So what inspired you to want to get into this line of work?
So my background is human services management. So I'm not too far off. I'm here in hospitality and home management, and then also I was a realtor. But you know, what started it was I was a stay-at-home mom for many years, and so I was kind of looking for more purpose, I guess. And so I started.
Not that there's no purpose in being
Not-
a stay-at-home
Hey,
mom. Let me tell
and
you right
let's
now.
say that because being a stay-at-home mom, I have so much respect. Being one myself, that's actually how I started. I started helping new moms, and it was because I had two boys, and my mom's not here. My mother-in-law was here at the time, and she was able to help me. But because we have limited family here, it was all on me. My husband was out working and providing for us, and so a lot of people think being a stay-at-home mom is, it's one of those thankless jobs. So they're just watching the kids and doing some housework. But
See, there you go, throwing in those words like just right there in that again. You know better than it's not a just job.
it is
Come
not
on.
a just. It is not a just, but it is managing a home, and it is a full-time job. However, as I started putting them with peers to, start interacting with other kids, I needed something else to do. And so I started helping stay-at-home moms, and then I started helping people with projects like people installing a pool or, someone renovating a kitchen. And I was just managing the vendors at the time. That quickly morphed into it went from errands to project management to home watch. We found that there were several families in the area, mainly Myers Park, Lake Wiley, Weddington, and some even here in Lake Norman, but they have multiple homes. And they're either there half the year or they're frequent travelers or things of that nature. And so people started asking us if we would watch the home. Of course we will. That's within our wheelhouse. So it kind of morphed into that and also lifestyle management. So that's a lot still to do with the home, us taking care of our clients, whatever it is they need. But that's kind of how we got started.
What's been like, give me like a unique thing, like, because you got started in this game and like you've probably seen some stuff. Now, some stuff we're not going to tell you to say because I can only imagine some of the stuff you've seen, but tell us something just unique about the experience that you maybe didn't think of in the beginning when you started.
Well, I'll tell you a fun thing that I did. I had a client, and this was what we call a one-off. So this was somebody that in the beginning wasn't going to be using us for any other service, but this one service. So we had a client that was overseas that wanted to have a vehicle here and waiting for them when they got home. They gave us power of attorney. I personally went and found this person a BMW. Unbelievable. And this was we've been in business for over a decade, so about 13 years. But little me with this business, someone says, "Okay, so I need you to have a car waiting for me."
Wow.
when I get home.
Like purchased a vehicle or rented a vehicle?
Purchased,
No,
not
stop.
not rented,
Oh
purchased.
gosh.
That's the one thing that I'll likely never forget. That's been the most fun job I've had being
Wow.
in this business. But I
Did you get to pick the color?
I picked everything. I test
Wow.
drove this car. It was the most fun thing to do and spend someone else's money.
That's not a bad gig right there. That's not bad.
So that was probably one of the most interesting tasks that I've had since I've been in business. But yeah, it was fun.
So is it through your website that people kind of initially contact you most of the time? You've mentioned referrals, but how is it like as far as best way for people to communicate with you that learn about you?
Well, lots of our clients have came from Google, but to go to our website, there's a form there. It comes directly over to us. You can schedule a consultation. You can set up a phone call. We come in the house if you'd like. But during COVID, we found that over the phone was the best way to communicate and find out what our clients' needs are.
Okay. Katrina Screen of, well, let me say, Home Watch and Lifestyle Concierge. ThePremierConcierge.com is the website. If you want to check out some more information, we're going to hang out with Katrina. Now, you went through COVID with this business, right?
I did.
Oh.
But it we rough spot. It was a rough time.
Yeah, and
during
we're going to
COVID.
dive into that. We're going to dive into COVID, kind of what it was like for you, because as far as people traveling, that didn't happen too much during COVID.
That's
So
correct.
we're going to hear some more stories, what went on, and you're still doing this thing on the other side now. So it's you've
Yes.
survived, and that takes a warrior to do that. So I look forward to hearing
Thank
those
you.
stories. You're listening to Today's Real Talk, the show focused on all things North Carolina real estate, business, and life. Coming right back.
There's more of Today's Real Talk with Justin Ckezepis on the way from the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Here's your WSIC community calendar. Santa is coming to town. Come out to Birkdale Village from 2 to 7 p.m. this Saturday, the 18th. WSIC will be broadcasting live from the event. Activity Row, Birkdale on Ice, beer garden, dance performances, and the tree lighting parade. Dance away the end of the night with live music this Saturday. The fun begins at 2 p.m. and the tree lighting ceremony starts at 6. For more info, visit birkdalevillage.com. It is the last weekend of the season for the Davidson Farmers Market. Come out and enjoy the wonderful local vendors. Saturday from 9 until noon, the last weekend of the year for Davidson Farmers Market. For more info, visit davidsonfarmersmarket.org. Hit songs from the 1950s will have you wanting to boogie all night long. The Winter Dance Party, this Saturday night, Charles Mack Citizen Center. Doors open at 6. For more info and to purchase tickets, visit ourtownstage.com. Mike Ferris and the Fortunate Few are coming to Kane Center for the Arts this Saturday. Mike Ferris is a Dove Award winning artist. Americana, rock, blues, and gospel. Come enjoy a fun night of great music. Mike Ferris and the Fortunate Few this Saturday. Doors open at 7 p.m. kanearts.org. Have an event you would like to tell people about? Yard sales, estate sales, and everything in between? Visit WSICnews.com and click on events to submit your event today.
The Renaissance Festival is back Saturdays and Sundays now through November 19th. Save your dates. Don't miss the Renaissance Festival. Tickets available online only at renfestinfo.com while supplies last.
And now for a look at your weather forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. We'll continue warming up pretty good here through the morning and into the afternoon. Sunny skies with that high temperature getting up near 64 degrees. As you head through the rest of the day, partly cloudy skies. That overnight low is getting colder. We're going to be down around 38 degrees tonight. This has been your weather forecast from the WSIC Weather Center.
It's Today's Real Talk with Justin Ckezepis on the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC. News, talk, now.
Today's Real Talk, the show focusing on all things North Carolina real estate, business, and life. Justin Ckezepis sitting down with Katrina Screen of Home Watch and Lifestyle Concierge, the premier concierge.com. The business has been around, you said 13 years?
Yeah.
So COVID must have been just an exciting time for you. It must have just been thrilling. All the calls you got for all the traveling that was going on, all the people leaving their homes every single day.
Yeah.
What was the experience like for you?
Man, honestly, it was a scary time for everyone, right? But you know, it was a little devastating there for a second because you know, we were doing so well and COVID hit, and you know, all of a sudden I started sending out communications and letting them know that our team would be there, but you know, if they didn't want us there, to reach out and let us know. And you know, we have such a wonderful relationship with our clients that they were like, Katrina, honestly, I'm home, you know, and these are for our frequent travelers. But they're like, I'm home, and you know, if you don't mind, some of them were wanting to pay us just because they knew how hard it would be.
Sure.
And we have such a wonderful relationship. They know me and they know my team, and they know we're here and we're local. So, but for a while, it was rough. Our team basically was at home as well. So we had, I don't know, maybe 5 clients during COVID. And that was really more so, can you help with groceries? Because people, you know, they had children and they didn't want to go into grocery stores, and, you know.
So they were using you as a sacrifice? Is that what it was?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
But let me tell you, I love them for it, because I honestly think that they were just like, I don't want to quit them, you know. So they were trying to give us anything they could, you know. So rough time. Probably, I'll say that first year was really rough. And then we started transitioning back into our homes, our clients' homes. Most of our clients that live overseas, out of the country, we still had those clients because they weren't really here. But like I said, the frequent travelers, yeah.
Did you ever like say to yourself, all right, I'm done unpacking it up, I'm not even going to try to rebuild this thing?
No. Because I knew I did not want to go back to corporate. So that was not
the
an
motivation.
option.
Yeah.
That was the motivation to kind of keep going. And, you know, luckily I have a wonderful husband that takes care of home. So, but it was a little rough, and I was a little sad. Yeah.
When you emerged out of COVID, we'll say, or when the business began emerging out of COVID and you saw people traveling again, was it that old customer base that came back, or was it about rebuilding in a new way? What was the transition out like? So
not all of them came back. And most of it was because now, right, so many people work from home now. The commercial buildings aren't there anymore. So, you know, a lot of them didn't come back, but we found that a lot of people actually figured out they needed us. So there were people, I don't know, at that time, like just before COVID, there were a lot of folks taking advantage of the market and buying homes. And some of these individuals are just buying homes to come back later in life. So the long-term plan is to go back home and come here and visit. So family members may be here visiting, but I'd say 80% of our clients, they don't live here.
So it's purely a second home market
It
for
is a
them. Like
second
that's
home
what it
market.
is.
Yes.
See, and growing up here in the area, right, like 20 years ago, like let's call it 1 out of 20 might be a second home. That number seems to shift, and it has over the years. So particularly like the Charlotte area, do you find like pockets of neighborhoods that it seems to be that's more of the case, or is it sporadic? Is it all over? And it can be spread out. I'm just wondering, is there?
Honestly, I think it likely is sporadic. However, we've noticed that the Myers Park area is the area where many people buy second homes. Beautiful, beautiful neighborhood. Not really sure why that is.
Right.
But I wish I had a home there.
A second home there.
A second home
Because
there.
imagine what the first one looks like, right? Yeah.
Exactly. And so lots of our clients already have an outfit just like us when they come to visit here. So there's someone watching their home elsewhere. So, unbeknownst to me at the time, because I didn't think, or I didn't have a lot of companies here in Charlotte that were doing the same thing that our company is doing. But I did find out from my clients that this is not uncommon at all to have a home watch service. And now that I'm a part of the National Home Watch Association, I found out there's lots of us.
I didn't even know that existed.
Yes,
Now
it
it's
does.
some
And for
superhero club,
for
it
a
sounds like.
long time, I didn't know
Yeah.
it existed. But that Google search is something serious, because unless you put in the right thing, you don't find your people. So once we found our people, I felt a sense of purpose. Like, okay, I belong. So because when I created this, I mean, I I think I thought I was creating something that nobody else was doing. But unbeknownst to me, yeah, there's a whole world of home watch. Now, not to be confused with property management.
Well, see, now you're getting down to questions that I'm going to ask, because so you get to this point of, okay, I'm watching the house, I'm managing in some way, shape, or form. I imagine probably one of the advantages what you're doing, like there's not like a heavy accounts receivable portion in the sense of for the client, right? You got your own business accounts receivable,
Absolutely.
but you're not managing their finances as it relates to the unit.
That's
You're
correct.
not necessarily taking charge of if there are repairs or projects going on. You're not like, you weren't sitting down with them at the table and improving the pool and making sure
That's
the
right.
inspector came by, said the rebar looks good, guys. Like, you're not having to do any of that.
No, not at all. We're literally there to be a representative, a liaison for our client in their absence.
What do you find is most important to your clients? Like when they ask you for feedback or you're having these meetings, because I'm sure there's a follow-up, right? Like,
Oh,
hey,
sure.
hey,
Oh, sure,
there's a
sure.
debriefing that went on, right?
Yes.
What is there any common things that they say, hey, because you do this, we love your service?
Oh man. Honestly, not I'm not gonna toot my team and I's horn, but we're people. We're people. So our team, we over communicate, and that is probably one of the number one things. They're not at home. They don't know what's going on. We send reports, but we also I send text messages as well. And sometimes I may not hear a response from my client, but I sent the communication. They're busy. I know they are. But it's, times like when they come home and they'll call me over and say, "Hey, Katrina, can you stop by?" And they just
I was
wanna-
just at your house yesterday. I'm
Yeah.
good. I don't want to today.
but they come in town, and sometimes I am super busy or my team is super busy and we don't have time to stop by, but we do it anyway. And they just want to thank us properly in their words. They just want to thank us for the job that we've done, because honestly, it's that peace of mind. I don't have to worry about my home because the people that I trust are taking care of business.
Now, some of these people are international, as you've
Yes.
mentioned. Any of them where it's hard to communicate, like with a language barrier at all on any of them?
None of that. The majority of them, I do have some clients from the UK, and I love speaking to them, but no language barriers whatsoever.
Is there like people from a particular country you find are super nice? Another country, like that are just so nice when you talk to them. You're like, I like this client because people must be happy where they're at.
You know what? I'm gonna have to say it's the UK.
The UK.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. Wonderful clients, and one of the words one of my clients likes to use is lovely. Katrina, you are so lovely.
Oh, that's a good compliment. That's nice.
It is a wonderful compliment. Yeah, but just wonderful people. Yeah.
The onboarding process, and we'll get into some of the deep dive next segment of the actual services and being a concierge and what does that really mean. It is a service-based industry.
Yes.
So what do you like to kind of work through with people on that initial call? Let's say if they're calling you for the first time, you've picked up whatever way they found you, and now you're having that initial call. How do you like to drive the conversation in that moment?
So Typically, I speak a little bit about our company, what we do, and the people, our team that works for us, and that we're licensed, we're bonded, and all of those things. But we mainly want to hear what their needs are. Majority of our clients, they're either super busy professionals that, like I said, travel. Um, they're either looking for someone to manage their home or manage them.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah.
Wow.
So administrative wise, we have clients that are calling us for those type things, and then we have clients that are obviously calling us to take care of their home. But we like to let them talk about what they need because that's what we're here for, right?
So is this
Yeah.
weird? Me asking you a bunch of questions, making you talk this whole time? Is that weird
No,
for
no,
you?
no. I'm a talker. Ask my husband.
When you think back to kind of the beginning, and we've got a minute before the next commercial, what's been like that moment where you say to yourself, "I love doing this"? Like what is
Oh
it about it that
man.
makes you love it?
I think when, a couple of things, but do we have time?
Can you do it in 30 seconds?
I can.
Okay, let's see.
When we do something that obviously is not all that special to us, we're just doing our job. And we have clients that send a thank you package or a thank you note or just express heartfelt gratitude for what we've done. I know I'm in the right business.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That was just one thing. Is that good? Are you good with that? That's
I'm
it. That's a
good.
good feeling
I'm
right there.
good.
That's not
Yeah.
bad right there.
I'm good.
All right, Katrina Screen, Home Watch and Lifestyle Concierge, the premierconcierge.com, where all your concierging for your home happens. I just made that part up. Is that okay?
I
we're,
love it.
We're going to come up with some jingles here soon for the Premier Concierge. We're going to get a little bit into that onboarding process and the deep dive into the services of the Premier Concierge next.
More of today's Real Talk with Justin Ckezepis is coming up on the new 1059 100.7 WSIC.
Save on stuff you really need and stuff you bought for fun. Stuff you've always really wanted this holiday at Amazon. Stuff that is discounted if you're naughty or you're nice. Stuff to buy your grandma who drinks her Chardonnay with ice. Stuff to make you big and strong. Stuff we can't name in this song. Stuff for lawns and decking halls. Save big on stuff at Amazon. Stop.
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable scent beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppable bottle shake. And now a sniff solo. Nice. Get 6 times longer lasting freshness plus odor protection with Downy Unstoppables in-wash scent beads.
And now for a look at your weather forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. We'll continue warming up pretty good here through the morning and into the afternoon. Sunny skies with that high temperature getting up near 64 degrees. As you head through the rest of the day, partly cloudy skies. That overnight low is getting colder. We're going to be down around 38 degrees tonight. This has been your weather forecast from the WSIC Weather Center.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger. Because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 nerve care company. Nervive tablets contain alpha-lipoic acid to relieve nerve aches, weakness, and discomfort, plus B-complex vitamins to support healthy nerve function as you age. Live life with less nerve discomfort with Nervive Nerve Relief. Learn more at nervivehealth.com. And try Nervive Pain Relieving Cream to block nerve pain signals at the source. Use as directed.
Thinking of a truck? Think Sierra, a GMC Sierra, and Black Automotive is where you find it. No matter where you're heading or what task you're tackling, there's a premium capable Sierra 1500 that's perfect for you. Now you can take $7,000 off the Sierra 1500 crew cab models with a 5.3 motor, or you can take 1.9% interest for 36 months. Take the 2023 GMC Terrain for a test drive and just see what you're missing. It's a wonderful SUV, and you'll love this one. Now take $4,000 off the 2023 GMC Terrain or your choice of 1.9% interest for 36 months. Choose the 2023 Canyon Elevation, $2,000 off. And if a pre-owned is more in your budget, see the mile-long inventory of trucks and cars. See Black Automotive, the Greater Car Trader, home of Buick, GMC, Dodge, Jeep, Dodge Ram, and so much more. Iredell County's most preferred dealer, Black Automotive, Salisbury Road, Statesville, just off I-77.
Prioritizing your health is one of the best ways to take care of yourself. From routine visits to the joys of pregnancy to the illnesses that stop you in your tracks, Iredell Health System will be by your side. Learn more at iredellhealth.org.
76 years strong, and we're still the one. WSIC. News. Talk. Now.
Today's Real Talk continues now. Here's your host, licensed real estate attorney Justin Ckezepis on the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Today's Real Talk, Justin Ckezepis, the show that focuses on all things North Carolina real estate, business, and life. I'm joined today by Katrina Screen of Home Watch, and my tab disappeared on me. Home Watch and Lifestyle Concierge, the premier concierge.
Oh,
I feel like it should be like French or something too. Like, do you have any French clients?
I don't.
See,
I don't.
there's always room
need-
for more.
yeah,
You need a good
I
French
need-
client.
I need a good French client.
It just feels like it fit, you know, like concierge. Isn't that a French word?
I love that.
I'm gonna have to
yes.
ask. Bill's looking at me like I should stop talking about it. Home Watch and Lifestyle Concierge, the premierconcierge.com. All right, we talked kind of what was your passion getting into it. We talked about COVID and what that was like for you coming out of it. Let's talk about the onboarding side. You were mentioning, okay, when somebody calls, you want to make it about them.
Yes.
Let's say, okay, I'm on board. I'm willing to try this out. Give me is it a la carte? Is it here's a set package? What's the concierge service?
So normally what we do is a block of hours. So you call in and you say, hey, Katrina, I'm a frequent traveler. I travel for work. I'm gone at least 3 days a week. We just look at that and we try to figure out, okay, all right, well, we'll have you buy a 40-hour package and you re-up when those hours are low. So we have a system in place that when the minutes get low, you'll get an email saying, hey, your credit card is going to be charged for an additional 40 hours. If you'd like to change those hours or put another card on file, then reach out to us. But after that, we go in. Typically, I handle the south side of Charlotte, and so if that person is
So you're a road warrior
I
these days.
work.
Oh, you
I work, Justin. I hit the road.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm out in the field. And I wouldn't have it any other way. I love being out in the field. I'd much rather someone else sit at the office than me. So, and plus I kind of like to have my hands in everything. So
I got control issues too. It's okay.
I do. I have control issues. And so, but I like being out there. And, when my team calls me and they got a question, or I'm out in the thick of it as well. So, but, you'll be assigned a concierge manager. And that person will be your person unless for some reason they're sick or something like that. Sometimes during the holidays, we have to switch things up a bit, but they're trained on every house, so they know exactly what to do. So
when someone buys the block of hours and you guys is it just most of it, hey, just come by and check to make sure everything's okay? Is that what a majority of it is, or what specifically might some of the reoccurring?
So there's a 30-point inspection that we do. And this is anywhere from, checking the exterior of the home and making sure, gutters don't need to be cleaned out. If so, we don't handle that in-house, so we would outsource that to either someone that they already use or one of our vetted vendors. But the exterior, we're there to help clean pools too. So we're checking to make sure that the pool company is doing what they need to do. But I will empty a skimmer. Some of our clients will ask us to do that because they just want that extra one, especially like around this time. It's fall and leaves are falling and everything. But we're out there, we're doing the work. And then we go inside and we may be watering plants, but we're checking light bulbs to make sure everything's in place, And these are, for our clients that are not here for months at a time, they don't want to come in and not have a light working or the fire alarm is beeping, the fire detector
That's
is
the last thing I want when I come home.
Exactly.
Mm-mm.
It's kind of scary. So, and then with the electric, the keyless fobs and things of that nature, we're always making sure that those things are just inspected, and we're replacing batteries. And we replace batteries before it's time to replace batteries, just so they never have that problem. We also do welcome home. So if they're actually coming in, we'll go grocery shopping for them if they need something special.
You'll go buy a car for them.
I'll go buy a car.
You've done that. You've been asked to do
that
Yeah.
again. I do. I need that because my husband says we can't buy a car, so I need that.
Let somebody else do it for you. Live vicariously through them. Maybe that's really what the urge is to buy cars, just that experience.
Right.
Forget the driving of the car after. No, I just want to go through the process.
I want to go through the process. Exactly. But yeah, so we're doing that 30-point inspection. It is a visual on all the things. One of the big things that we've seen happen a lot and that we've walked into is the hot water heater. So leaking,
the hot water heater.
Yeah, hot water heater. So leaks with the hot water heater, ice makers, standalone ice makers.
Good thing you were there to catch that.
And the thing is, we're there in hopes that we do catch it before it causes another issue.
Yeah.
So, again, these are folks that are not in their home for months at a time. So we're there to make sure that there's nothing being left unkept.
Do people, your clients, do they ask you for recommendations of other things like pet sitting, maybe maintenance of any sort? How does that process work if they want more?
So we have a list of vetted vendors that we've just accrued over the years, just relationships. And so there aren't many requests that I have that I don't already have a vendor for. If that is the case, however, I always look to my vendors to help me find someone that they've already worked with, and then I still vet them myself. But yes, we have clients that ask for all types of things. And like our clients that don't live here, they haven't even sat here long enough to even have a relationship with some vendors. So yeah, they're looking to us as a resource as well.
We're talking with Katrina Screen of Home Watch and Lifestyle Concierge. The premierconcierge.com is the website if you're looking for some home concierge services. You mentioned the word relationship. That's a buzzword in my mind because that's important in life. How deep does the relationship go? Do you have some clients that that you want to know the birthdays, you guys are talking at that level, or is most of it pretty like surface, like, hey, I'm just here to make sure your house is taken care of, anything else you got going on in your world, I don't really care? What's the balance?
Well, I'll have to tell you, I'm the guilty one. I don't think I'm capable of working with anyone without forming a really close relationship. And when I say close, I just mean, I'm not hanging out with them by any means. However, we're checking in, we're having conversations. I know birthdays, I know children, things of that nature. And lots of them have children that are either in college or have graduated from college and things of that nature. But I know all the milestones, the things that are happening in their life because I'm just easy to talk to.
It's a pretty intimate thing letting somebody inside your house. You know what I mean? Like we don't let a lot of people inside of our house if you think about it. What is that typically like that first time you come over, you're getting the walkthrough? What's that like for you?
Well, for me, it's natural, but I can imagine for them, I'm turning my keys over or my codes over to this person, and yeah, she looks good on paper, and I have all the references and the great reviews, but I don't know if I can really trust you. So I'm sure, I'm just getting interviewed during that process, and I don't mind it at all because I have to tell you, I trust my team to come check in on my house when we're gone.
Sure.
But that's a hard thing to do, just someone you don't know. And yeah, a lot of our clients are by way of referral, but what about those that aren't? They literally Googled us. They needed help. So yeah, that's a hard thing to do. So relationships and trust and, just being discreet and, not I can't talk about my clients and where they're from and what they do. That I have some pretty elite clients that we
Speaking
we
of,
just
you
can't
watch
discuss.
Mello's house for him when he travels, or what? Tell the truth now. Come on.
If I did, I couldn't tell.
She's like a steel trap. She can't give it up. At the other side, do you get like some clients where you feel a little weird where like, okay, here's the keys, here's the code, there's the dog, we'll see you later, bye? Do you have like that scenario
I
too?
do have that scenario, and I quickly slow them down. Yeah. And not so much, well, I'm going to be honest, it's for both of us. But, when you're going that fast, there's so many things that are just easy to just be not heard or not communicated. And so it's time to slow down at that point, because and we do have that often, actually, because they chose you, we're good to go, and here you go, But there's a lot of things that we found, and it was trial and error. In the beginning, I let that happen. And, it's like, oh, well, we talked about that. And it's like, oh, we did? Yeah. So, just slowing them down and making sure they understand what to expect from us is very vital to the relationship.
Communication is key, and that's what we're going to spend our last segment talking about is communication. We've got Katrina Screen of Home Watch and Lifestyle Concierge, the premierconcierge.com. I feel like there needs like some elegant. There it is right there. Bill, pull that up a little more. The premierconcierge.com. We'll be right back.
Keep it right here. Today's Real Talk with Justin Ckezepis will return after this short break on the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. Santa is coming to town. Come out to Birkdale Village from 2 to 7 p.m. this Saturday, the 18th. WSIC will be broadcasting live from the event. Activity Row, Birkdale on Ice, beer garden, dance performances, and the tree lighting parade. Dance away the end of the night with live music this Saturday. The fun begins at 2 p.m. and the tree lighting ceremony starts at 6. For more info, visit birkdalevillage.com. It is the last weekend of the season for the Davidson Farmers Market. Come out and enjoy the wonderful local vendors. Saturday from 9 until noon, the last weekend of the year for Davidson Farmers Market. For more info, visit davidsonfarmersmarket.org. Hit songs from the 1950s will have you wanting to boogie all night long. The Winter Dance Party, this Saturday night, Charles Mack Citizen Center. Doors open at 6. For more info and to purchase tickets, visit ourtownstage.com. Mike Ferris and the Fortunate Few are coming to Kane Center for the Arts this Saturday. Mike Ferris is a Dove Award-winning artist. Americana, rock, blues, and gospel. Come enjoy a fun night of great music. Mike Ferris and the Fortunate Few this Saturday. Doors open at 7 p.m. kanearts.org. Have an event you would like to tell people about? Yard sales, estate sales, and everything in between? Visit WSICnews.com and click on events to submit your event today.
The Renaissance Festival is back Saturdays and Sundays now through November 19th. Jousting nights, mermaids, fairies, dragons. Oh my! Tickets available online only at renfestinfo.com while supplies last.
And now for a look at your weather forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. We'll continue warming up pretty good here through the morning and into the afternoon. Sunny skies with that high temperature getting up near 64 degrees. As you head through the rest of the day, partly cloudy skies. That overnight low is getting colder. We're going to be down around 38 degrees tonight. This has been your weather forecast from the WSIC Weather Center.
Stop dreaming about the perfect lawn and make it a reality. Drum Landscape Supply now offers personalized lawn plans. Visit drumlandscapesupply.com and collaborate with our experts. Drum Landscape Supply, your local one-stop landscape shop.
It's today's Real Talk with Justin Ckezepis on the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC. News, talk, now.
Today's Real Talk. 3:48, by the way. I haven't given the time yet, really, right now. The show that focuses on North Carolina real estate, business, and life. Sitting down with Katrina Screen of Home Watch and Lifestyle Concierge, the premier concierge.com. All things concierge, all things, all the time, whatever it is you need. What about that? Is that a pretty good slogan?
I like it.
You don't want to be all things, though. Like, let's be honest. Like, that's too broad. Like, I'm going to get you in trouble if I go tell them you do everything.
I initially started out saying, we do a little bit of everything as long as it's legal.
Okay. All right. So within the realm of legal, what do you not do?
Well, there's a lot that we don't do. I'll say if it's related to the home, typically we do it or we outsource it. But there's a lot of things we don't do. I can't name anything specifically here.
Sure.
But yeah,
You at least consider the request, we'll say.
I will.
Within reason.
Especially if it's from a client that's already established with us. Absolutely.
Doing that many different things, like, it's not, because again, it's not just watching. Like, if there's contractors there, if there's a particular delivery or a particular service or a particular, thing, which I imagine is how a lot of people probably come in contact with you, is, hey, we're not going to be home, but we need somebody there. You've got a good reputation. We trust you. We'll try it.
Sure.
But that requires a lot of communication. So talk to me about what the communication process is for you and your team with your clients.
Typically, we meet them where they are. So it could be text messaging. It could be email. Like I said earlier in the show, we send a report every time we're at the home. So we send a text message letting them know we're going to the home, because sometimes, especially at the beginning when we're onboarding, it's a little scary, getting the alerts that someone's in your home when, no one has been in your home.
Oh, yeah.
So we try to give them a heads up and say, hey, your concierge is en route to your property.
There's motion in the driveway.
Yeah. There's some things going on at your home. But, we'll send them out that is normally text message. But we have some clients that prefer emails. They like the emails. They're gonna probably look over the text message, or vice versa. They like the text message better because they're getting so many emails. But I typically hear clients say, I have you saved. I get all your messages, because I could be calling because an alarm is going off. So we have codes, and we're first on the list for if their alarm goes off. So some of our clients
you do get involved to that level.
Oh, we do get involved to that level. Yeah, we're the
So have you gotten the
first
call from
ones.
like ADT or CPI?
Oh, all the time, yeah. And they've been false, all of them so
that's good.
far. So I'm very happy about that.
I mean, even if they weren't false, at least somebody's
but
informed.
At least somebody's informed,
Yeah.
and if ever we did, our contract says that we'll go out there and be representative for them. So,
Oh, snap.
yeah.
Investigating crimes now,
Yeah.
huh? That's what you're doing,
Look,
too?
I'm going to make sure there's blue lights before I go.
That's definitely